Again, we want to thank Los Claveles. They placed very high in the state fair competition recently. So thank you very much for coming. My name is Bob Dunning. I used to have a paper route in East Davis. It's my complete joy to be here as the MC for the grand opening of Natalie's Corner. Like so many things in Davis, it was a large committee, and here we are a few years later, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I'd like to first bring up, I should explain, we're going to have a few speakers. They've all been limited to 30 seconds, and then we will have all the kids who want, or anybody under 90 who wants to go, had to make the cut, wants to go over here and be part of the initial splash of water. We will have a countdown led by Natalie's three sisters, Jackie, Kathy, and Cindy, and then it's open season, and it will always be free. So it's a beautiful. So I'd first like to bring up Vice Mayor Donna Neville to give a welcome on behalf of the Davis City Council.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. It's really an honor for me to be here today as we unveil this really amazing outdoor space to honor Natalie Corona. On behalf of my colleagues on the City Council, I want to welcome you all to this very special place. And I want to give a special welcome to Natalie's family, to Lupe, Merced, Jackie, Kathy, and Cindy, and all the other extended family members who are here as well today. I also want to thank city staff for their incredible work over the past several years to make this vision become a reality. Also, a huge thank you to the Natalie Corona Committee, who worked tirelessly to also make this happen. So thank you to them as well. There are a number of elected officials here today, and I want to be sure to recognize them. First of all, Assembly Member Cecilia Aguiar Curry is here, and Helen Thompson, former State Assembly member, is in the audience. My amazing colleagues on City Council, Gloria Partida, Josh Chapman, and Linda Dios are here as well. I'm sorry that Mayor Vital is not here. He's traveling out of the country and sends his regrets. We also have some former City Council members. Will Arnold is here today. Ruth Asmundson, Dan Carson, Brett Lee, Dan Wolk, who's now a Superior Court judge. And we also have in the audience our former Davis City Manager, Mike Webb. From Woodland, we have Tom Stollard, a former council member. We also have former Judge Rosenberg here in the audience as well. We have Superior Court Judge Sam McAdam here, who is also in attendance. And let me just make sure I catch everybody here from Yolo County. We have Yolo County Supervisor Lucas Frericks, who unfortunately could not be here today, but played a pivotal role in this project. Supervisor Sheila Allen is here today. We have Yolo County Sheriff Tom Lopez, Ed Prieto, former county sheriff. We have Trustee Joe D'Annunzio from the Davis Joint Unified School District. And I hope that I have captured all of you. If there's an elected official in the audience and I have not caught your name, please catch my eye and I will announce you. Okay, excellent. So welcome to all of you. I first came to see a preview of the splash pad just a few weeks ago, and I have to tell you that it exceeded even my wildest expectations. Everything from the design, beautiful landscaping surrounding it, this incredible water filtration system that's invisible but keeps the water safe and clean. And last but not least, the tile work. I hope as you walk around today, you'll take a moment to look at this beautiful work by our local artist, Sue Shelton, who designed all of these ceramic tiles. They capture They capture the story of Natalie's life, and it is just there. It's a beautiful work of art that helps to keep Natalie's spirit alive in our community. It's just so beautiful. So this splash pad, I'm going to stick to my time limit here. The splash pad here is going to really keep Natalie's memory alive in our community and bring great joy to everyone who uses it. So I'm really excited for us to get started today, and I want to thank all of you who came out to welcome her. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. We are honored today to have the director of the California State Department of Parks and Recreation, Armando Quintero, came over to grace us, and he'll speak now. Armando?
I am not Bob Dunning. As I walk through, people can say Bob. I cannot tell you what an honor it is to be here with your community and with Natalie's family. I've not been here to this park before. I've certainly been to Davis many times. But I will tell you that when I got here and I went over to take a look at the splash pad, Natalie's family and friends were standing for a portrait inside the splash pad. And it broke my heart. And thinking about this memorial for Natalie is just extraordinary, because it's a place clearly of joy, of community, of people, and it's astonishing. And at state parks, many people don't know this, but we have grants programs that have been in existence since the 1960s. And there are over 800 communities in California that have benefited from those grants. And for many of those communities, the projects that were funded by parks meant that they had a park for the first time in their community. And in other cases, it's doing special projects like this. And we have a whole team at state parks who are the real heroes. There's almost 80 people that work in various grants programs across the state. And they work with communities and groups like you have here in Davis to make sure that their grant proposals are as strong as possible, so it's not trying to apply for a competition without knowing what's going to happen. Our teams really support communities and what it is that they need, how much money they need, and I'll tell you that this governor and first partner absolutely support this work, and we look at California state parks to make sure that everybody in California knows that not only are the state parks yours, but that state parks invests in your communities. Thank you for your colleagues, for your leadership here, Natalie's family, for working on the application for this funding, because it is with great pride that we're able to support communities like yours. And literally it's the honor of a lifetime to meet communities like you and see projects like this. So thank you so much for being a part of State Parks.
Thank you, Armando. It's now my great joy to invite up the Director of Parks and Community Services for the City of Davis, Deanne Machado, and our Police Chief, Todd Henry.
We're going to take this, oh wow, when you speak into it, you can really hear, all right. Okay, thank you so much for being here today, everyone. Seeing everyone in the same place, people who have known Natalie from the beginning, people who've been with us since day one, it's like a warm hug to the nervous system. So thank you, each of you, for being here today. When thinking about the remarks that I wanted to give today, one concept kept resonating for me specifically, which was this idea of divine timing off the back of unimaginable tragedy. And that requires a little side note to a story time that I'm going to share. My husband, Steve Pierce, he is here somewhere in the audience, he recruited Natalie to the Davis Police Department. He was her professor at the community college. and I was working at the police department at the time. So Natalie actually came and worked for me initially as a CSO before going off to the police academy. And you'll see some of that story arc in the tiles in the splash pad. So please go check those out because they do tell her life story. Then, as fate would have it, I was recruited as the Parks Director for the City of Davis in 2022. Not many people go from a police department to a Parks Department. It's not a normal career trajectory. I'll just leave it at that. Having said that, the first project I had the privilege to inherit off the back of that promotion is what would become Natalie's Corner. And I do not think that that is by any accident. So I just wanted to share that bit of sort of divine timing there with the crowd. Also, thank you. Also just recognizing that right from the start, this has been a Davis story through and through, right? Natalie chose to work for the City of Davis. She was being actively pursued by different cities, by different police departments, and we were super scared that she was going to choose to work somewhere else in the academy. And she chose Davis. And this project is evidence that we chose her back in a big way. This community has raised over $500,000 to support this project. That is incredible, truly. And that's just the real money. We have had vendors donate their time, their materials. For an example, McGivney's Tile and Stone donated all the tile work, right? Everything that you see in there was installed by hand for free. This took hundreds and hundreds of hours to do. That is just one example of how people wanted to be involved in such a special project to honor such a special person. Okay? So now to move on to thank yous. I want to give a big thank you to the committee. We could not have done this project without that partnership. It would not have been possible. All of the events that you've seen take place, these were all organized, and really that energetic juice behind it was given to us by the committee, so we're so very grateful. They were the engine behind the community fundraising, and we're just so grateful. I want to especially shout out, and I don't know where she is at in this crowd, our project engineer, Melody Eldridge. She is an absolute boss. She got this thing done. I'm telling you, she was a baby engineer when this project started. She was brand new to the city. This was her first big project that she ever did. And I'm going to tell you, she went completely out of her way to make sure that this project was perfect, spending so much of her time on this and doing so much more than what a typical engineer would do to make sure it was just right. I want to give a shout out to our aquatic staff who have been boots on the ground here for weeks, making sure that it could open today. It was close. I'll just leave it at that. So they have just been dialing every piece of this in, and I'm so proud of that team. And I also want to give a preemptive thank you to all of our operations staff whose work starts today. So after this fun event, they get to be the ones to take care of it and shepherd this going forward, which means keeping it safe, open, clean, and accessible for generations to come. I really want to end with Natalie, right? She was so much more than her badge. She was a loving daughter. She was the best sister. She was the best friend. She was an amazing colleague and sister cop. She loved this community. She was compassionate. She was empathetic. She was courageous. And she gave her life to protect this community. So when we hear the joy that's in the space that we're going to open today, I want us all to remember that that's her enduring legacy living on forever here. So thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Good. What a great day. Thank you for being out here. I know you've heard that, but it is meaningful for a lot of different reasons. It's amazing to see such a huge turnout. This is awesome. I also want to give a huge thank you to the committee, to everybody that was part of that. It includes you. It includes this community, includes this region, and even this state. So many people came together to make this happen. And it turned out amazing. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. What a meaningful remembrance to Officer Natalie Corona. It is impressive to see, and I think it really sparks the impact that Natalie had on this community. And I'm so appreciative to see not only this beautiful memorial that she'll be a part of forever, but also the impact that that's going to have, that people get to use it. It's a functional memorial, that people are going to be there to be able to enjoy it for years to come. And it's impressive that this was accomplished. And I think it really speaks to kind of who we are as a community. But one other thing I would like to add to that, this speaks to us as a community as well. This speaks to Davis and how we are able to dream big, to do hard things, and to do the right thing. So yes, this is absolutely a memorial for Natalie, and rightfully so. But it's also a memorial and a recognition of us as a community and what we are able to accomplish when we come together. And I'm so appreciative, so thankful to be part of a community where we can do hard things. So thank you for that. So I think that we're going to obviously, enjoy this space for years to come. And I truly look forward to the memories that are going to be made in this space, and the opportunity to have Natalie overlooking that and seeing how people enjoy this space and recognize and remember her too. So thank you again for being here. Thank you to everybody that put in time and effort. It wasn't easy, but it got done. And I think we're all extremely appreciative for that. So thank you and have a great day. All right, now I'd like to bring up the Corona family.
Thank you so much. Wow. I can honestly tell you, and I'm speaking for my family, we will never tire of thanking you guys. The committee, the community, thank you for everything you have done to continue honoring Natalie and keeping her memory alive. This project, when the idea was presented, yeah, you have that vision, but boy, did the project just surpassed what we could have ever imagined. Susan, the ability you had in taking all the stories that the girls and the family and all the stories that we shared about Natalie's life, and she turned those stories into art. As you all walk through that beautiful splash pad and you see the murals and the tiles, every little piece of art is a little piece of Natalie's life. Whether it was from her childhood or her adult life, every little picture, insect, word, from the little caterpillar toy that she rode when my mom would watch her, to the girls jumping on the trampoline, every little piece is a piece of her. And so as you're walking through, if you have any questions about what that little art piece represents, please ask us, because it has a cute story behind it. To all the kids here, I hope you guys have a great time jumping in those puddles and enjoying all that water and the art. This was made for you, for all the little ones. But for the committee, thank you. The community, thank you.
Yeah, these kind of things just don't happen. When we understand that as a family, that from the moment that they told us what they had in mind to this, there's a lot of people that worked a lot of hard hours to make this happen. And so we want to also thank all the people that bought the bricks to make this stuff possible, because it is a community effort. And we understand as a family that this is going to be here for a long, long time, and Natalie will be remembered for a long time to come. Way past when we're all no longer here. there will be children out there running and enjoying this park, thanks to the hard work that a lot of you put into it. So we appreciate it very much so. And the last thing I'd like to say is, please don't forget your law enforcement. All those men and women that are out there serving. Yes. These men and women that are out there today serving and continuing to do the job that Natalie once loved and couldn't see herself doing anything else, and they're continuing that legacy. They're out there day and night, weekends, holidays, protecting our liberties, and that's what Natalie enjoyed doing, and they will continue to do it as representatives of law enforcement. And so please thank a law enforcement officer every time you see them, because they do the work. And thank you very much. Bob Dunning, good friend, thank you for being here.
So it has been an extraordinary honor to create the art for Natalie's Corner for so many reasons. Chief among them is the privilege of getting to know you, Lupe, Merced, Kathy, Jackie, Cindy, and I chose, and also of course the extensive community of friends and colleagues of Natalie's. I chose a Tree of Life theme for the artwork because across many cultures and religions, it's a symbol of a force that connects all lives and that celebrates life itself. Natalie was such a force. While I didn't know Natalie in life, I felt I came to know her through the stories that I collected from all of you and from many others. As I strove to weave those stories into the artwork in the interior panels, I felt inspired and buoyed by her spirit. Through Natalie, there are many now who are connected to the Corona family and to each other. And our lives are richer because of her. Here in this special place, Natalie will continue to be a force to bring people together in love, laughter, and joy. And this Tree of Life piece was the original sample for Natalie's Corner and is a gift to you from all of us who Natalie brought together. Thank you so much. Ready to hang. Let's see if we get this.
It's now my pleasure to invite our Poet Laureate for the City of Davis, Mercedes Ibanez.
Natalie, can you hear me okay? Closer. Natalie is in every flower that gives color to this park. Natalie is in every movement that makes this park alive. Natalie is in every batch of her colleagues that protect the city. Natalie is in every smiling child. Natalie is in our hearts with her joy and energy. Natalie is in the wind that moves youth towards the realization of their dreams. Natalie had a dream to be a graduate of the police academy. She served our community with honor and distinction. Natalie is here, and now, with her enthusiasm and dedication. That's why we offer a salute to her memory, her vitality, and her love of life. Natalie, you will always be our inspiration. I'm going to say it in Spanish now. Natalie, tú eres el color de nuestras flores y el movimiento que hace funcionar el parque. Tú estás en cada insignia de tus compañeros de trabajo, protegiendo la ciudad. Natalie, tú estás en nuestros corazones con tu alegría. Tú eres la fuerza que impulsa a la juventud a realizar sus sueños. Tu propio sueño fue graduarte de la Academia de Policía y lo lograste para servir a nuestra comunidad con honor y distinción. Natalie, hoy estás aquí con nosotros con tu entusiasmo y dedicación. Por eso te saludamos y honramos tu memoria y tu amor por la vida. Natalie, siempre serás nuestra inspiración. Gracias. Gracias, Natalie.
Thank you, Mercedes. Very beautiful words. Now it's my pleasure to bring up our former mayor and the chairman of the committee, the Natalie Corona Committee, Lois Wolk, and Stacy Winton.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes. I speak directly. Good. I want to be brief, but I do want to thank a number of people. First, something that is this meaningful involves a lot of people, as you can understand. The Natalie Corona Committee was formed in 2020, and there were a handful of people at that time. Now we number over 35 people. Today, nearly 6 years later, and after more than 130 at least meetings, one baby, two grandbabies, and a few gray hairs, and lots of stories which I don't think I could repeat here. And thanks to you, $556,000 that we raised to do a number of things, a website, the artist, and anything else that needed to be done. It's really time to say thank you. This is about the entire community, all of you. In whatever way you contributed, whatever way you supported this project, it was extraordinary. We cannot acknowledge each and every name, each and every person, but I'm going to try. When you go into the splash pad, please take a look at the donor wall on the right. There are at least 200 names, I haven't counted them all, who have contributed to this. Please take a look at that. Please look, as you're walking in, look at the bricks that are on both entrances on the ground. It'll be crowded, but you should look at some point at some of the inscriptions that were on the bricks. Some are very poignant, some are quite funny. Some knew Natalie quite well and worked with her. They are extraordinary. And in today's program, this is a community of people, of individuals, of organizations who pitched in, no matter what, and succeeded beyond, frankly, anyone's expectations. I have a couple people, this is the worst thing somebody like me can do, which is I'm going to single out some people, call them out, because of what they did over that period of time. It's been 5 years. First of all, I need to thank Dale Summersill, who was the former Parks Director. She wrote the Prop 68 grant for $2.7 million. That is what made that realistic. When that happened, we pressed go. I also want to thank Deanne Machado. You heard from her. You can imagine what it's like to work with her, current Parks Director. She is really a good problem solver. She's a great listener. She's also, a former city manager told me, it's really amazing. She's willing to change her mind if we make a suggestion. She's a good leader. She needs to be kept. She's respected by staff. Next, I need to thank Rotary. There they are in their touch-a-truck outfits. The first call I made to Rotary, or maybe the first call that came into me, was from Vanessa Ericardi, who was president in 2020. 5 years later, 5 presidents later, Rotary has been all in, and I mean all in. The Sunset Group, let me make sure I get Sunrise, Rotary Sunrise is the leader, brought in. The Sunset Group, the Noon Group, District, the entire district, 5160, got involved. And they got involved with something called Touch-a-Truck. Rose Cholowinski came to me and said, I've heard about this kind of fundraiser where you bring all these trucks together in a parking lot. Big, little, whatever. You invite kids and their parents, and the kids want to beep the horns, play the siren, climb all over the trucks. They want to touch the truck. And the parents pay. Well, who knew? 3 years later and $84,000, Rotary did all of that, and they are responsible for the beautiful picnic area, which will be the Rotary picnic area. They did a terrific job. Deanne has already mentioned our chief engineer, Melody Eldridge. She was our explainer-in-chief. At every committee meeting, she was there. She was the only reason the other people showed up, members of the committee, because they wanted to know what was going on, and she knew everything. She's smart as a whip. She's kind, and she's, even though I kept pestering her about when we were going to open this project, she always was patient, and she completed it. I have to tell you about her. She gave birth to 2 projects. The first is the one that the first is Colum, her son. The second one is this project. She did a great job. Thank you, Melanie. 2 more, and then I'm done. I have to thank John Meyer, former city manager and friend. A 6-year committee often needs a crisis manager, as you can understand at times. We can reveal nothing of any of this. It can't be shared. But I will tell you that from the first meeting until the very last meeting, which was 2 weeks ago, John Meyer asked the correct question and the important question of Melody and of Deanne. And that was, how is the permit going from the Yolo County Public Health Department? Those of you that are old timers are smiling because we used to have a small splash pad down there, which we didn't have quite lived up to the terms, who knows what, of the permit. And that was the Public Health Department. So it went away, for those of you that remember. However, if it's possible to get PTSD from a permit, John and I have it. We've cornered the market. My last thank you, and heartfelt, is to Ann Brunette and to Stacy Winton. Every wise city manager, they deserve a lot of applause. Every wise city manager has a troubleshooter that they can rely on, that they can trust absolutely, because they know that they can make a project happen, and more important, a complicated project that has issues. The city manager, Mike Webb, hired Ann to be the consultant to our committee. That was a wonderful gift. Her main task was to explain the city staff behavior to the committee, and then to explain to the city staff why the committee was always right, 100% of the time. Well, maybe 95, maybe 80. But in any case, Ann brought her friend and her close colleague, our partner in crime. She brought Stacy Winton. You will hear from her because she was the queen of the bricks, an all-around indispensable planner. Partnerships aren't always easy. but they produce extraordinary results when you have the same goal. And the goal here was, as you can see, this wonderful play area, which is imbued with the spirit of a lovely young woman, Natalie Corona. Congratulations to all of us. Let's give ourselves a hand and Stacy.
Hello, everyone. We are so grateful to see you here today, standing with us as we remember and celebrate Natalie. I'm Stacy Winton. I'm your last speaker of the day. I might be a little repetitive. The speakers before me went over some of the material also, but I will be very brief. I was assigned to manage the brick fundraising effort. Thank you to everyone who bought a brick. There are nearly 400 bricks in the splash pad area. Can I get a show of hands of who bought a brick? Great, thank you so much. The bricks are placed at both entrances. There's two entrances, 200 kind of on each side as you walk in. Some bricks have very sentimental statements. Some remember a friend or a family member. Some are from local law enforcement supporting and remembering Natalie. Please take some time to look at them all and have fun finding your own brick. Also, thank you to YOLO Community Foundation, Jessica Hubbard, Executive Director, and Brett Hewitt, the Board President, for sending up our fundraising account. YCF collected monetary donations in addition to the brick sales. We've collected individual donations from $10,000 to $50,000. We have a temporary donor wall sign inside the splash area noting the donations received to date, and a permanent sign will be installed very soon. Bricks and the monetary donations generated over $560,000 for the project. These funds were paid for the ceramic artwork, leaf benches, educational signage, donor wall, brick installation, 10 new trees, our website, and the remainder is going to a fund set up for future maintenance of the project. We're still accepting donations. We have information on a table over here by the carousel if you want more information on that. We've been overwhelmed by your kindness and your support, and it truly helps to know that Natalie was loved by so many. Thank you for joining us today. Now, are you ready to splash?
Dios ha mandado ser destinado no más.